Alright, welcome back to another video on VS Code extensions. In the previous video, we looked at some really cool VS Code extensions, and in this video, we're going to look at 10 VS Code extensions that you probably didn't know about. The first extension is Jupyter, and that's created by Microsoft themselves, and basically what it does is that it allows you to write Jupyter notebooks right within VS Code itself. So if you're doing data science or you're working with Jupyter notebooks, then this is a really great tool. All you need to do is to do a Command-Shift-P or Control-Shift-P on Windows, and you can see the list of commands over here, and then you can go straight to creating a new blank notebook, and from here you can say no over here, and once you're here you can click the code to add a new cell, and then you can start typing in your commands. So let's say you want to print, you can straight away do that and do a shift enter to run the cell, or rather in this case shift enter doesn't actually run the cell. You have to click the play button over here. The first time you do this, you will need to select your Python interpreter, so I'm going to choose Python 3.9, or you can choose whichever version that you're comfortable with. And if you ever need to change the interpreter, you can click at the top right over here and select the interpreter that you want. If you want to switch between languages, you can even change it over here. So Python is supported, of course, there's Markdown as well. So this is a really useful extension because you won't need to have to go into your terminal and start up your Jupyter notebook manually. The next extension is one called Lorem Ipsum. Lorem Ipsum, if you're not familiar, is basically some random text that you can easily generate. So if let's say you're in a JavaScript file or you're an HTML file, then you can simply, let's say, open a p tag and say you want some random text here. You can just type in lorem, and you see that we have an emmet abbreviation because I have emmet enabled, and if I click enter, you can see we generate a line of random text. And this even works in random files. So if I create a new file over here, and let's just say I want some lorem, you can see that it will also work. If you're not getting the emmet abbreviation, you can always do Command-Shift-P or Control-Shift-P and type in lorem. You can see you can insert a line, a paragraph, or multiple paragraphs depending on how much text you want. So this is a really fast and easy way to generate some random text without thinking too much. The next extension or pair of extensions is one called Live Share. So Live Share includes sharing of your code with one or more people. It's something like a Google Docs but for VS Code. The other extension will be Live Share Audio, which allows you to also call the other persons if you want to communicate via audio. So if you scroll down, what you can see that it offers you the ability to share your code, which means that everyone can edit the same repository together, and it also allows you to share terminals, it allows you to share servers. So if let's say you're running a web application on your local host, you can share that and everyone will be able to see the changes that are being made as the code is being edited. And of course you can customize the security and the permissions that you enable the participants to have, and it's also really quick and easy to start a new session and invite your friends. I think one great thing about this is that if you are working with Git a lot and you're pushing and pulling, I think this really minimizes the possibility of conflicts because you're all working on the same repository, and when you make a commit, it's going to be a commit with multiple authors. The one downside that I would say Live Share has is that it might feel a bit laggy and slow at sometimes, so do make sure you have a strong internet connection if you want to use Live Share. Next up we have Sourcery, which is a Python VS Code extension that basically is something like GitHub Copilot if you're familiar, but instead of just suggesting you correct code, it tries to suggest refactorings on the fly to instantly improve your code. So as you can see in the demo over here, it will try and simplify the code that you have if you simply do a right click. So in my case, I have a file over here, and you can see that whenever there is some opportunity for improvement, Sourcery is going to underline that, and you can simply click the light bulb over here and you can see what the suggestion actually is. In this case, the suggestion is to have an inline variable that is immediately returned. So if I click on this, it will automatically format that code for me and the squiggly lines go away. Next, we have VS Code Spotify, which is an extension for music lovers like me. It's a really simple extension. All it does is that it provides you a toolbar at the bottom which can easily toggle on and off. So if I want to switch it on, I can do a right click and select VS Code Spotify, and you can see that all it does is that it shows you what song is currently playing, and you can play or pause it, go to the next track, mute the sound, and so on. I find this really useful because you don't need to toggle between windows to see what is the song that's currently playing. So overall you get quite an integrated experience without having to leave VS Code. Number 6 is Footsteps. This extension basically helps you to highlight and navigate between your recently edited chunks of code. And the whole idea is such that you don't have to scroll through and find where was the last place that you edited if let's say you want to make a change again. So for example, if you make a change here, you see that it will be highlighted and you can jump between the lines that you've edited using Ctrl-Alt left or Ctrl-Alt right. So really simple and easy to use. Next on the list we have TabOut, and this is also a really simple extension, and all it does is that it helps you to tab out of quotes, brackets, etc. And one thing I really like about this is that you can also very easily toggle it on and off. By default it's enabled, but if you find that you don't want to use it, you can open up the command palette, type in TabOut, and you can toggle it just like that. And you can see at the bottom it tells you TabOut is not active. If I want it to be active, I can go into my code, type in TabOut, and so let's say you're typing in some text over here, and then rather than pressing the arrow keys to jump to the end of the string, you can do tab, and then that will work. So what this extension does is really simple, but I find it really useful. This next one is also pretty cool. Basically what it does is that it gradually fades the colors of your VS Code theme as a visual indicator that your work time is running out. So after every 25 minutes, the colors will slowly fade, which is a visual indicator for you to take a break and get your hands off the keyboard. So as you can see here is the time lapse of what is happening. The one thing that you'll need to take note is that this plugin will override your workbench color customizations as well as your token color customizations. So do take note if you are making changes to any of these settings. The second last VS Code extension that you probably didn't know about is this Debug Visualizer, and what it does is basically help you to visualize data structures while you're debugging. So typically you might set a breakpoint and then step through the code and try to think about what's going on. But in this case, every time you run through the debugger, you can see at each step of the process what is actually happening in the visualizer over here on the right. So you can scroll down and you can see they have a section where you can explore all the available visualizations. And if you click on that, you can see all the possible variations that you can do. You can see the tree visualizer, AST, grid. So honestly, this is really cool. You can see at each step of the process what exactly is happening to your data structures. Last but not least, this extension you probably don't know about is one called Polacode. And the goal here is to make Polaroid for your code. What it does is that it helps you to screenshot your code basically and help you to export it and send it to your friends or your co-workers very easily. The steps are very simple. If you go into your typical code and open up the command palette again, and type in Polacode, you can see that they give you the instructions right here. So first of all, run the command Polacode, which we've already done, then copy some code. So for this step, one thing I noticed is that it doesn't really work well with the Vim extension. So I would recommend you disable that Vim extension if you want to use Polacode. And once you do that, you can select the code that you want to copy, do a copy, and then come into the Polacode tab and paste it over here. And you can see the code is nicely formatted. If you want to adjust it, you can click on the bottom right corner and drag to readjust. Once you're satisfied, you can click on the icon at the bottom and you can export it to wherever you want and then send it to your friends or your co-workers. If you have any questions or suggestions, please drop a comment down in the comment section below and I'll love to chat with you. If you'd like to see more of such videos, do consider subscribing as well, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.